Right guys, remember to follow me on Odyssey, BitChute and my other social media channels that are linked down below. Nearly 1,000 have joined me on Odyssey and over 6,000 are on BitChute, so jump over there if you have not already. But as I mentioned in my video last night, Lord Sumption has returned to thoroughly trash the government's lunacy or stupidity, as Charles Walker put it on Sky News yesterday.
So we vaccinate the population, but you're still in lockdown. People are going to start scratching their heads and start wondering, what on earth is this all about? What the government is doing now is bordering on the very dangerous, to be perfectly honest. It is robbing people of hope. It is robbing people of something to look forward to, and it is very, very stupid and very, very short-sighted. Now, I don't hold the Prime Minister responsible for this, but I do hold his Secretaries of State responsible for this, and he needs to rein them in very, very quickly.
Lord Sumption, appearing on Sky News earlier, said Matt Hancock, the Health Secretary, had lost his grip on reality, very angry about the travel restrictions that were brought in yesterday, announced yesterday to come into force on Monday, and in particular the potential sentences for those who break the rules and lie about where they've been. What do you make of that?
An utterly ridiculous thing for the Secretary of State for Health to say. Are we really going to lock people up for 10 years for being dishonest about the fact that they've been to Portugal? By all means, give them a fine, give them a hefty fine, a few £1,000s. Are you really seriously suggesting, Secretary of State, that we've got enough prison capacity to start locking up 19-year-old silly kids for 10 years? What a stupid thing to say. I mean, a really stupid thing to say. That demeans his office and his position around the cabinet table.
Lord Sumption has called the lockdowns and pretty much everything the government is doing thoroughly inhumane, which of course it is, especially when they gave no thought to the damage it would do before implementing these policies over and over again. Eventually it will come back to bite them in the arse, but by then Boris and those making the decisions will have slinked off like snakes in the grass, obviously to avoid being raked over the coals for it. I fully expect that the public will give these ministers a few choice words should they ever catch them on the street. The language could well be colourful if they have lost their business thanks to these lockdowns, or maybe even missed saying goodbye to a loved one that the government made it illegal to go and visit. Now, another reason for Lord Sumption coming out to shit on the government and its MPs was for the complete lunacy spouted by
Jeremy Hunt. I'm so sorry, Jeremy Hunt. I've never said that before in my life. It's usually men who say that.
When he said restrictions should stay in place until there is 1,000 cases a day, which is just lunacy and shows to me Jeremy Hunt has an agenda and does not mind airing it in the open. Why this clown has any say about anything is beyond me, but I guess this is the UK right now, led by incompetent and traitorous fuck pigs from top to bottom. Him being the chair of the government's health committee I'm sure is not a coincidence, but as the chair of that body he should pay some mind to the consequences of lockdowns on people's health of course. But as I said, this nibbling shitweasel clearly has an agenda that makes the nation's health irrelevant to him. Because of course demanding zero any disease is almost impossible, having only been managed twice in human history and taking 200 fucking years to do it. Yes, smallpox took 200 years to eradicate. Lord Sumption rightly calls this approach fanatical, which, let's be honest, is an accurate description for most of these laws by decree that government ministers have forced upon us. The illusion of democracy has been well and truly smashed for anyone with their eyes open and a functioning brain cell between their ears. I think Ian Duncan Smith summed it up right earlier with this comment, which I will end the video with.
I'm a great believer that the principle in the UK, particularly English law, has been common law. And common law always says it's not illegal unless we say it's illegal, otherwise it's legal, which is quite different from European law. Yeah. So in other words, get on with your lives, make your decisions, be sensible, and if it becomes too dangerous, then we may step in. But in the meantime, you can make those decisions.
Life has absolutely changed.